using this one. Okay, so this one, what we created is it's a public GitHub repository, and here the way I'm going to clone is I got an empty Visual Studio Code, and before that, I believe I have explained about all the plugins, right? So these are the plugins I've got. The main plugins that we use is like I already overheard Ansh saying like not to use Emmet, which is actually good for beginners, and I will be taking through a totally a different uh, way of thought because I'll be using a Emmet a lot because it supercharges your abilities. Like within few seconds you can actually uh, create the whole website and stuff like that. So sorry about that, you will be having like multiple schools of thoughts now. Extreme apologies. Okay, quickly going through the plugins. So this is just a theme which I'm using, so we don't need to worry most about that theme. So this is something related to ES7 React and React snippets. So I'm being a lazy person. I'm one of the most laziest person you can ever see. So if I just put a few numbers and like few characters, it will immediately create all these things for me. So this is actually good. And okay, coming to the main things, ESLint and Prettier. These two these two plugins, these two extensions are really the best extensions that we need because Prettier is going to automatically format the code. And Sudarshan, I have clearly told you I'm using a clamshell mode. So the moment I take the plug out, it will switch off. I'm not using my computer here. Okay, I hope you understand. So look at what clamshell mode means. Okay, Sudarshan, this is for you. And for whoever is telling about my battery. Rutvik, you just raised your hand. What's up? If you want, you can unmute yourself and talk. How am I getting the extensions? So if I go to like dev environment, so in my blog post here, I have given all the extensions. Okay, so if you go to the VS Code here, all these extensions are available in this thing. I have linked everything. But if you want to install your extensions, what you need to do is, so this is completely for VS Code I'm talking about. For Sublime Text, there is, I mean, you need only 3 extensions, which is Emmet CSS snippets. That's it, and then the package control. Okay, so this is about VS Code. For VS Code, these are the 2 extensions that are important, which I generally recommend using. So if you just go ahead and type in Prettier here, something like this, it starts looking at all the extensions in the extension library and it starts installing. My kind advice, or like my kind suggestion for you to use the extensions is this one, the number 1, number 5. Okay, 1 and 5 extensions will be very helpful functionality wise. Otherwise, everything else is just a utility. So only these 2 things are functionality. All right. So Prettier and ESLint. ESLint is mainly for JavaScript thing. So it is going to lint the JavaScript code that what we are using and make sure Prettier works smooth and seamlessly in JavaScript. Okay. So with that being said, let me quickly go ahead and tell you how we can clone the repository. So if you open a new window like this, like a new window like this, and click on this file menu or something like that, it is going to show 2 options. Okay, the same 2 options I'm going to show here. You can either open a folder or clone a repository. Arunima, you can actually look into this. It is getting recorded. For now, just have a look at what I'm doing, and then later on, when you are trying to do it yourself, you can install and make it work. Okay. So click on clone repository. It is going to ask you to provide a repository URL or provide a repository source. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, take this whole thing, paste it over here, copy my username, put it in front of GitHub, and then put an at, and then copy it. Okay, so I'm just, once I put this, I get 2 options now. One is clone from URL, another thing is clone from GitHub. So GitHub, it is available here in the remote. Okay, online it is available. To bring this to our local computer, what we need to do is we need to clone. So cloning means you're getting the code from the remote computer to your local computer. That's what we are going to do. So clicking on this, like typing this whole URL along with your username, don't forget it. GitHub link, sure. Yeah, so when you do this, you will get this option called clone from URL. And here, please make sure you put your username, not my username. This is fine. The second Praveen Sains is fine. The first Praveen Sains needs to be your username. I'm also gonna put this clone command as well. Okay. Git clone should be your, yes, it is empty right now. Yeah. Okay, so git clone your username at github.com/praveensain/hackclubvat portfolio. That's what is the thing. Okay, if I click on the first thing, it will ask me where I will be saving it. So I'm gonna go to the downloads, go to my works, then let me just go with this one. Okay, I'm just gonna put it on works and then press select repository location. Immediately it is going to update it, like clone it and update it. I'm just going to put the open because this is a new window I'm using. So I'm just putting open and it refreshes the page and shows it here. Okay, so at this point of time, it is an empty repository. Now, the first thing which I'm going to do is, so whenever we are trying to run a local web-based application, I always ask you to run a server. I believe a lot of people have been using live server, which is actually good. At the same time, what I would say is I will use some kind of an one-line servers. So let me show you some big list of HTTP one-line servers. And folks, one more thing, if you have any questions, please collect all the questions. And Manav, since you are not allowing me to join the WhatsApp group, can you get the list of all the questions so that tomorrow I'll go through all the questions? All right?
Yeah, we'll do this one thing. We'll connect all the questions through Google form if that's more easy then.
That will be perfect, man. That will be perfect. Okay. So here you can see a lot of one-line servers are here. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we will be taking one of the favorite servers. For me, PHP is favorite. Okay. So I'm just going to use a PHP one-line server. What does a one-line server mean? I'll tell you in a few minutes. So before that, just a second, I'll put my phone on silent mode. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to create a new terminal. So when you're using VS Code, it is going to be completely integrated development environment. It is actually a code editor, but it is going to behave like an IDE. In the sense, what it says is, so you can have a terminal, you have a text editor, you have the files, like the file manager, you have Git manager, every single damn thing you want, everything is there. Similarly, like a sandbox, you can say. Yes, that's a good way of telling that. Yes, something similar to a sandbox. You have literally everything. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write, I'm using a local host in PHP. So since I'm using port number 80, which is less than 1024. Okay, let me actually zoom this up. Okay. Since it is less than 1024, I need to use a sudo mode, like an admin mode. Okay, so I need to put the sudo on my password, and then it says PHP 5.6.30. Mine is old computer, so it shows old. Right now it is 7. So it is running right now. Okay, so if I type in localhost, it's going to show me not found, something like not found. Okay, so the first thing which I wanted to do is like a basic website here with a small index.html.
Sir, whatever you're doing is not visible.
Sorry?
Sir, it isn't visible, sir.
Is it visible now? Oh, is the video is lagging? Okay. Now is it okay? Can you see not found? And okay. Fine. Sorry about that. Maybe because of some glitch or something. Right. So localhost is here. And if you open localhost, like I'm using sudo here because I'm using port number 80, which is less than 1024. So once I do this, it's going to ask me for my password. So after giving the password, it shows PHP 5.6 development server started at this time, listening on localhost 80. Since 80 is a default, 80 is a default way of accessing the website, so I don't need to put localhost :80 or something like that. Just localhost, putting localhost alone is enough. So I'm just putting localhost. It's going to say not found. Right. So now if I have something like an index.html, generally you can have index.htm, index.html, so something like that. For Sublime Text, which version are you using, Sanyam? Yes, Sudarshan, you can clearly see that it is Monday 4:20 p.m. It's evening. It's evening. Yes. We are just 4.5 hours of difference today. Next week, from next week or next 2 weeks later, it is going to be 5.5 hours difference. Sanyam, for Sublime Text, what I would suggest is take a new CMD or terminal window and then type in the same thing. So Sublime Text, the only thing that it is missing is the Git Sublime Text 3. Then you have everything. Sanyam, just give me some time, or ping me in LinkedIn. I'll tell you what you need to do for Sublime Text 3 and how to open terminal in VS Code. Click on terminal here and click on new terminal here. Okay, so that will open up this terminal window. There is HTML5 logo in mine. It is this. I didn't install the extension. Oh, no. So one of the extensions that I have is a useless extension, which is called as VS Code icons. This extension is what actually shows the stuff. Yeah. How can we create index.html? Click on this file button here, and then you can create index.html, or right click, new file comes up, and then you can do. For Windows, it is CMD, yes. CMD or Git bash, that works. Okay. Now, with that being said, what I thought of doing is I wanted to give a quick idea about CSS and display modes. Please repeat the clone part. So open this one, click on clone repository, paste the URL, and then click on clone from URL. That's it. That will work out. Okay. Right. Coming back to our stuff. So what I'm going to do is sorry guys, sorry Ansh, I'm going to use Emmet here and let's put a H1 tag saying like, hello everyone. How are you getting the URL? Sudiksha, I just sent you the URL just few seconds ago. Meher has sent it to you again. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Meher. Right. So now if I go here and type in something like lorem ipsum kind of thing, Sarvesh, what is the question? Yeah, and then I save it. If I refresh the page, I could see this whole thing coming up. And if you want to commit this file, there are 3 steps of committing. Okay, so click on this particular thing in your VS Code where you can find the Git changes here. So what you need to do is the number 1 is plus. How did you reach the password in terminal section? Oh, lorem x gives x random words. Let's try that out. Lorem 5. Wow, thanks, man. Hey, sorry, I'm not able to hear anything. Ansh, your voice is completely broken. Ansh, your voice is completely broken. Do you want to try again? Hema Ratna Kumar, we will be looking into how hosting static website in maybe 5th day on Friday. All right. Yeah. Okay. So if I try to do a lorem here, this is actually a cool tip by Ansh. Lorem and number will give you the number of words, which is great. And the moment I save this, it's going to show us something like this. Okay. So once you make a change in your code, what you need to do is step 1, add it to the staging area. So it says staged changes. So if you are a command line user, what you need to do is git status. It's going to show us, okay, I'll just put the full ones. Git status, it is going to show that this particular file is untracked. So I'm going to put, I know that I'm going to add all the files. So I'm going to do git add dot. And if I do git status again, it is going to be in the staged area. Now the next thing is I need to put a message and then tick here. That is the second step. Okay. So here for the git command line users, I'm going to use git commit -m, and I'm going to put initial page added. Okay, so either this or you can just type in initial commit added and press tick here, press enter. So now the changes are done, and if you see the git log, you can see that the commit, this is the commit hash. It is actually a hexadecimal code which uniquely identifies, actually it is not a hex, it is a hexadecimal code, but really the code name is SHA-1, secure hash algorithm version 1. Okay, this is a SHA-1 commit, and the SHA-1 code uniquely identifies this change set. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to push the code. Okay, so if I push the code, it's going to push it to the master branch in the repository. So it says new master branch. And then if I go back to this and refresh this page, boom, there the file has been added. Okay, so Pranav, repeat from the staging. Okay, first thing, change the text or make any changes in the file. So what changes should we do? Today we just learned how to use git and push the code, something like this. I just saved it. Once you save it, it is going to show it in the changes. The same thing if I do git status, I could see that there is modified here. It is changes is coming. All I need to do is I need to add. So either this command or add it over here. Clicking on the plus will stage the changes. So the moment I do this, it's going to go to the staged changes. Once it is staged, I need to commit it. So git commit, and I give a message saying that updated the paragraph. Second step is done. Okay, the moment I press this, I have first one added to the staging area. Number two, I have created the commit. Number three, all I need to do is I need to push. You can push from here or push from here as well. So here you have push as well. Okay, so once you do this, look at this, without even refreshing, it will actually, I need to refresh this page. So it's gonna say updated the paragraph 19 seconds ago. All right, so if I open this file, it's gonna show today we are going to learn, we just learned how to use git and git push the code. All right, so now we have done this. Okay, so for Hema Ratnakumar, I guess I will show you something quickly. If you go to the settings page of this GitHub repository, because I don't think after this, if in 2 minutes, I can't show you anything on the CSS part. Okay, in the settings, if you go down, there is something called as GitHub pages. For hosting a static site on GitHub pages, we will be using GitHub pages. Okay, so it is going to ask me what is the source. Okay, so the source is going to be the master branch. I'm just going to select the master branch. From the root, I would like to do this thing, and it still says document here. We will change it soon. I'm going to press save. The moment I save it here, if I go back to my repository, it doesn't show anything, but there is a green thing here. So it is trying to do the page building. Okay, so now if I go back to settings again, look here, your site is ready to be published at this place. Okay, now if I go back to my code again, it will show me a tick button. Tick button means page is built and then it is all done. So there is one environment, one active environment. Before doing that active environment or anything, so let's go ahead and change this one. Let me put it as Manav, can you confirm, is it Hack Club V80 or is it, what is it actually?
It is Hack Club
VIT
Chennai, Chennai, space Chennai.
Okay, so let's
Chennai
do this. I'm going to fully use the UI version of it, GUI version of it. So first step, state changes. Second step, write a message, updated the title. Third thing, tick, that is commit it. Okay. And then finally push it. So the moment it says pushed, it's gonna show in the bottom left, all good. Okay. So now if I refresh this page, I could find that there is this green orange color blob here, and updated the title has come. Let's wait for a few more seconds. Refresh the page. This should turn into tick button. Perfect. If we click on the environments, hey Maratna Kumar, can you see this? Clicking on the view deployment, boom.
Yes,
This is
sir,
now
yes,
public.
sir. I can see.
Yeah, super. Now this is public. So wherever you want to show it off, you can show it off. This is a simple thing. So today we learned the bits and pieces of how to push the Git repository, and then we also learned how to host static pages in the using GitHub. So that's exactly what we just did. Okay. So tomorrow I would want to take something on CSS and other things. Here is the terminal part, Aditya. Any other question? I can spare another 5 minutes and I need to shoot to my meeting.
Sir, you have the ZSH written in your terminal section, right?
Sorry, what?
In your terminal section in VSC,
Yeah.
in the right part, you have there is ZSH.
Yes. Yes.
We don't have this. Like I have PowerShell written there. Like
Yes, brother, you are using a Windows machine, so you would have PowerShell. If you see here, there are different shells that I can use. There will be different shells that you can use. Always use Git Bash if it is possible. Okay, so get rid of PowerShell. PowerShell is one of the worst things that you can use, but yeah, sometimes Microsoft claims that is one of the powerest things. So it is a powerful. It is the most powerful thing. Why
what
shouldn't
does
we
that
use?
do?
What is a shell?
What is a shell? Shell is a terminal. Okay, quick thing. Yes, you can access, Praveen, you can access the page that I just hosted. There are no more processes. Prasad, I did not say anytime we should not use our live server, but this is my personal preference of using PHP based thing, because the main reason is live server will inject code to your site. I don't want to do that. I want to use my own code. So that is the reason. Can you please add favicon for title? Yes, I can add it. Sanyam, I will. I'll do it. I'll summarize it in a few seconds. If you are using Sublime, all you need to do is open up another terminal window and start doing these things. So this terminal part is not there in Sublime. If you are using Sublime Text 3, there is a built-in terminal. I don't know how to enable it. I'll try finding it out and showing it to you tomorrow. Okay. Can someone link the GitHub repository? Meher, wasn't you sharing the repository a few seconds ago? Can you show the Git commands above Git commit to? Okay, I'm going to show the whole thing. Here it is. It is stuck on PowerShell, not switching to Git Bash. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to show like, okay, see. No. Once you select the default shell, after clicking this one, what you need to do is you need to delete this one. The current shell is always same, and then you just need to add a new shell. Pranav, all you need to do is like, all I need to do for getting sudo access is by using sudo man. And moreover, sudo is only for Unix based machines like Linux and Mac OS. It is not for Windows. Can I get your WhatsApp number, sir? Yes, sir. You already have my WhatsApp number in my website. Just go there and get it. Or anyway, who cares? I'm just going to send it to you here. Why to use UTF cassette? Because if you are planning to use any kind of Indic languages or something like that, like Tamil language or Hindi language or Oriya language or Bengali language or any kind of Dravidian languages, then it is always better to use UTF-8 as a cassette. Summarizing the whole session, basically cloning and terminal part. Okay. PV Abhiram says how to insert photos or videos to make our website more attractive. Quickly, I'll show you how to add an image here. Okay. So you want another paragraph tag here. Okay. And then let's go with lorem place kitten. Okay. Place kitten will get you all the images, nice images. So I'm just going to put like 200 by 150 or something like that. Okay, I don't like this kitten. So 250 by 150. Okay, this kitten seems to be cute. So if I try to use the HTTPS version of it, yeah. So if I want to add that kitten, here's a kitten. And all I need to use is an image tag. So an image tag will have an SRC tag, sorry, SRC attribute and an alt attribute. Kitten. And let me add the URL. SRC is going to be a fully qualified URL, or it can be a URI screen, which is with this particular document relatively it should be there. Okay, so right now I have used an absolute URL, so it will work wherever it is. So I'm just going to save this quickly, and then I'm going to put added a kitten pic, right? And then I'll just push it off. Okay, and yeah. So Mohammad Hirani, yes, one-line server like PHP will do the same thing as live server, but live server injects extra code because when you save the file, it is automatically refreshing the page, right? So that kind of extra code I don't like. That's why I am using PHP, like a PHP server or Notepad server, sorry, Node.js server, something like that. Hema Ratna Kumar says, I am working as a freelancer. I have done 2 static websites based in client requirements. Can I get remote work from you, sir? Already there are no work here, sir. So we'll try. Contact me on LinkedIn. We'll see what we can do. What is the use of pushing the code to the GitHub? So you can use the code, simple. So when I push the code here, everyone else, everyone can use this. That is what is the good thing about using GitHub or any kind of a service like that. Okay, let me quickly summarize what all things I did. First thing, I opened a new window of this, and then I clicked on clone repository. I copied this cloning thing. So I copied this one. I copied my username, pasted in front of this, copied this whole URL, pasted here. I clicked on clone from URL. It will ask me a folder to save the whole work. And then it creates my whole interface, terminal, GitHub repository, all the file structure, everything in my local machine. And then I can start working and do all these things. Okay. So for people who are trying to push to my repository, obviously the permission will be denied because you don't have access to my repository. What I would ask you to do is click on this fork button. Okay. You have to click on this fork button, and then you need to use that forked URL. So it will be something like, let me open up a forked repository. Okay. I'll show you how it looks. So let's say today I just created this fork of this repository. So it will say like forked from jigar/Joshi04 calculator. So this is something which I forked. Now, if you see this, the difference between this one and this one is, if you see the code URLs, it is going to say Praveen Science/calculator pi, but here it is the original author, Jigar Joshi's calculator. Okay, if you want to give me a change, propose a change to me, what you need to do is you need to get this clone. You're not getting the clone option. In case if you're not getting the clone, you need to make sure you have got the Git installed in your computer and it is recognized by VS Code. Quickly look into the Google, quickly Google for it. There will be a lot of ways where you can, it's a common problem. So don't worry, you're not alone. Okay, so for the cloned version, so for the forked version, if you click on this one, so this is the original repository. I click on fork, I added my fork here. And then if I open my fork, it's going to show me it is forked from the original repository. This is my repository, but I want to add a new change to this particular person's repository. So I click on this code. This is my repository. I do all the changes here. Like for example, this is my repository. I created a branch and I did the changes. So what I go here is once I push the changes, like how we pushed here, I need to create a pull request. So here I created a pull request, added the division method for the calculator. And then I said like it will be fixing the number one issue. And then I gave the pull request. Once I did that, this Joshi guy saw it and then he has updated it. This is what you need to do. For with respect to what I have done, for now you just need to pull the repository, not push it. Okay. Super. So any other questions? I guess um, it was a very quick session today. I'm trying to make sure that the next sessions are like kind of at least a bit more detailed, and I really need to run. So summary of what we did today. Sanyam, this is the third time I'm explaining. First thing, we cloned the repository using GitHub and VS Code. Then we set up our files. Then we made changes. Then we added the changes and pushed into the staging area. Then we created a commit, pushed into the commit, pushed the commit to GitHub. Then we created something called as GitHub pages. We used something called as GitHub pages to make our content public. Then finally, someone asked for an image, and then for that also we did something. So we used this place kitten, and if I go back to this one and refresh this page, we have got the kitten image as well. So this is what we did today. Okay, quick summary of what all things we did. Super. Any other questions? I'm going to shoot off in 30 seconds.
Thank
Sorry
you,
for
sir.
this. Okay, thanks a lot. And tomorrow I'll try to explain the Sublime stuff. And please collect all the questions so that I'll try to answer as much as possible tomorrow. And I really wanted to show you today how CSS box model works, but unfortunately we couldn't do it. Tomorrow for sure we will be seeing CSS box model, and day after tomorrow we'll be looking into how to create a basic responsive web design using responsive web application using Bootstrap. Okay. So Sublime tomorrow for sure. Okay. Tada. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Guys, if you have any doubts, you can stay back.
And yeah, apart from that, we will definitely have a longer pre-session this time. Is my voice horrible?
Yeah.
A longer and maybe more efficient one as well.
Yeah.
Can you
saying something? Sorry for cutting you off.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Can you please explain
okay,
what
it's okay.
a repository is? Why is it
Okay,
needed
so-
and what it is?
Okay, so basically, when you push code on GitHub, you can't have everything on your own system. So you push it to an online drive. Okay, have you used Google Drive?
Yes.
Am I audible? I have a weak
Your
connection.
voice is cracking, but
Hello?
you are audible.
Okay. So have you used Google Drive, Suraj?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Am I
Okay.
audible?
Just give me a second. I'll. Yeah, Suraj, you're audible. Actually, I have a weak internet connection today. That's the reason. I'll try explaining to you. If I get cut somewhere in between, just re-ask me the question. So, what I was asking is, have you used Google Drive?
Yes. I have. Hello.
Okay, I am back. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I have used Google Drive. Excuse me.
Of pushing change. Yeah, we'll share. I'll just share that to you WhatsApp. So, okay, how do you push changes? Just a minute. I'll just. Okay, so can you see my command prompt? Manav, are you there in the session?
Yes.
A little bad today, so I'm just facing a few issues.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I'd like to say that we will circulate a form, like, okay, like this will take a lot of time. We'll circulate a Google form, just mention each and every doubt that you have in that particular thing, and we'll get everything cleared in tomorrow's session, and hopefully we'll have a much longer doubt session tomorrow. We won't get into coding just like we got today. We understood that that's not feasible. So tomorrow onwards, we'll just clear your doubts, all right? We'll be here before, like 1 hour before. We'll plan it out, we'll let you know. So let's just end this session today with this, and I'll circulate a Google form. Make sure you fill in.
Guys, has everybody left? Oh my God, shit.